Hey, what's up, everyone? Mike with Imperial Tropicals on another fun Friday. Sorry I was a little late. Normally we start at noon, so I was at a machinery auction and I just rolled back into the fish farm literally like 2 minutes ago. So hopefully we get some people on, and I know that my reception is working. I remember to guard by abiding by the rules. So we'll give some time for some people to get on. All right, let me see. All right, so we got one person on. Hopefully, I'm not on my personal account. Log it in. A couple people getting on. Steven, good afternoon. Candy, hello. All right, so I'm getting on the computer while we're giving time for a few people to get on. That food is amazing. Which food's that, Steven? Fish food? So I know I started later today, but still 3 people on right now. Something's not right with that. Oh, Steve. Oh, yeah, you got the good stuff. Yeah, that is good food, and we haven't started selling it yet, but we're trying to work out a deal with the manufacturer to help us to allow us to um, brand it as our food. So we're still working on the details of that. Hey, Armando, what's up? So right now, I just rolled back into the farm and trying to get caught up with everything. I know my computer was down. Our electricity went out last night, or actually early this morning. So we're just logging into everything real quick. Um, 3 people. I don't know what's going on. I might not be. Am I on my personal account, or do y'all can y'all see that? 3 people. Something's not right. Um, let's do Imperial Tropicals. It is Imperial. Wow. All right. Yeah, I see now. I just logged into the computer. Well, you guys want to go see some fish? Let's go see them. Let me flip this around. So yeah, Stephen, that food should really color up the fish really nice. It's got a lot of nice color enhancer in it. So we got some appointments going on right now. Our good friend Andre is here. Hey, his buddy. So what's up, Aqua God? Woo woo. So if you guys can't tell from the weather outside, Tom from Malibu, we're having like a heat wave down here in Florida right now. It's like probably 87 degrees outside right now. And in the room here, it's even hotter. So the fish are really liking the warmer weather. Hey, Joseph, what's up? Joseph, your videos of your fish are killing me, dude. It's funny. I love that. The OB one that was complaining about not getting, or the dragon complaining about the dragon blood. It was the lemon jake complaining about the dragon blood eating all his food. Man, that's hysterical. So I know you were patient waiting for your fish, Joseph, and I hope you enjoy your tank as much as everyone else is enjoying their tanks. So I'm gonna go grab a bigger net because they're using the one net for this room. So I'm gonna net up some fish. The fish collars are really popping right now from the warmer weather. So these rooms are heating up very nicely with the intense sunlight. So If I'm missing any comments, people, it's just because I'm having to look where I'm walking. Yeah, Candy, it's hot. It's not warm, it is hot. This is the breeding room, and what I want to show you is just how fired up the fish are with their colors right now. I mean, water temps have crept back up the last few days because of the nice heat that we've been having. That's right, get on them, hit the like button. Sorry everyone for starting late today. I normally started at noon, but because of the machinery auction, I was over there since first thing this morning, and I ended up buying a piece of equipment. I'll tell you what, it was a very stressful ordeal. Just because it's an auction, you got people bidding, and you're talking very expensive. Some of the equipment, of course, we bought a used one, but even the used one, hopefully there's no major issues with it. They do a pretty good inspection of the equipment. It's Ritchie Brothers Auctioneer. So let's go show you the Dragon Bloods first, because those guys really starting to show their colors. Water temps are still, not hot. I'd say the water temp right now is probably 78 degrees. But you can really see that blaze coming out in that guy. Yellow blaze are one of my favorite. Really nice. All right, so I'm gonna read some of these questions because it looks like some people. Jay Wilson, shout out, help with Fritz Aquatics and getting fish to the lab. That's right, we sent some fish to Fritz over there. Troy Cotter's asking how much does a fish like that cost. Off the top of my head, I'd say like 44 to 50, I think, is the range for the 4 to 5 inch size. And that's usually the size that they're showing the full color. Now that doesn't mean like when you buy it and we ship it to you, opening the box, the fish might not look just like it does in my net right there because of the stress of shipping. But you got to give it time to recover to heal up, and the shipping stress is stressful. So but yeah, that's a full color yellow blaze right there. All right, I'm gonna answer some of these questions. What's up, Josh Cunningham? Cat, it says it's noon where he's at, Central Time. House of Cichlids, I'm doing good, man. How are you? Hello, Lori. Candy's telling Jay to hit the like button for sure. 15 likes. You got 50 people watching, only 15 likes. So you guys must not like fish. So Andrew Jackson says he's watching while at work. Got to be sneaky. That's the best. Make sure I didn't miss anyone. Tom says can't wait to order one of your Dragon Bloods. We have some nice Dragon Bloods, and let me see. Dang, Joseph, $9.99. I appreciate that, Joseph. Man, I'll tell you, Joseph, you make the page a lot more enjoyable and entertaining, man. It's you should be a stand-up comedian. I love that. Makes the page very. Oh, hello everyone. Sorry about that. The phone overheated. So sorry about that. I don't know how long of a pause that was, and I don't know if you could see on the other end, but on my end, my phone froze up from the heat. So that kind of tells you how hot it is in those rooms today. So, in fact, I guess with my phone getting too hot, I don't know that I'm gonna be able to go back in the room, at least this afternoon. So, all right. So I guess a couple things I'll talk about is that I am going to Papua New Guinea, and today's the 22nd. So in about 3 weeks, I leave for Papua New Guinea, We're going to hopefully find some new rainbow fish, so I'm super stoked about that. But man, my life has been so busy because I'm trying to get everything in line for being gone for 2 weeks. So just bear with me. I know a lot of people have been emailing me and messaging me, but if I don't answer you, it's just because I can't. I'm overwhelmed. So just be patient. Larry Deskins, what's up? Man, I saw snow in Southern Cal. My good friend that lives out there in San Diego, Sam Garcia, was posting pictures of snow the other day. So congratulations on snow in Southern California. So cool. Justin, for sure, man, living the best. House of Ciclet, how's your trip? It's going good so far. Everything getting prepared. It's funny that when I start looking at everything I'm taking, I have so much camera gear that I'm taking that I don't know how many different changes of clothes I'm going to be able to take. So hopefully I can wash clothes halfway through the trip because I'm taking so much camera gear. You know, I told everybody I bought a drone recently. Um, I'm taking my big DSLR camera, my Canon. So, Joseph, no, definitely not smuggling. Yeah, I don't want to get caught smuggling fish, especially in Indonesia. So, they're pretty strict. So no, we'll go through the process with the paperwork, and I have a friend in Indonesia that we're going with that will take care of all the customs paperwork and all that for us. So Patrick Glazer saying that the Jaguars that he got are doing well. They had babies about a month ago. Sweet. Tell you what, man, Jaguar, when they get in breeding coloration, man, they are beautiful fish. I hope you don't have any other fish in there with them because they get very, very territorial. So Manny Martin says the 27 Mabunas came in Tuesday and doing awesome. Sweet. Uh, Troy saying, Joseph, what's Joseph going to do while I'm gone? I don't know. Hopefully, keep up taking videos of his fish and posting them up. I don't know. He's going to have a hard time topping his last couple videos that he posted up. So, um, hey, Candy says, hey, Brian Paul, hello all. Uh, Cat saying it's in the 40s in Illinois, a heat wave. Yeah, I'd say that's a heat wave after the winter you had. Jay Wilson saying first person to order from Imperial that can screenshot their order and send it to me via screenshot during this live only will get a fish extra $50 or less value. Wow. Jay's just threw it out there. The first person to place an order during the live feed that can screenshot their order and send it to Jay. Jay's throwing in $50 towards fish. Cool, man. We'll see how that works out. You guys better might have to leave the live feed, go order, send a screenshot to Jay, and Jay's throwing up to an extra $50 bonus. He'll give you a $50 credit. Cool. House of Ciclets asking about drone pictures and drone videos. So I've been taking a lot. I haven't figured out how to do the live yet because I got the Mavic 2 Pro and I bought the LCD screen. It's a new screen that you could have to control it so you don't have to use your phone. And a few days ago was the last time I checked, but at the time DJI had not updated their firmware to allow you to go live on Facebook yet. So maybe this weekend I'll have some time to play around with it. But I've got some awesome footage already, so I'm pretty stoked about that. So it's really cool to be flying the drone over the ponds and over the buildings, and super excited. Bill Hutt saying he's heading to Florida on Sunday. Fort Myers, though. Would love to visit you sometime. Bill, man, I got an open door invitation to you. So whenever you get near Lakeland, Fort Myers is a pretty good drive. Off the top of my head, I'd say Fort Myers is probably a 3-hour drive. You know, so I don't know if you get where you got time. You know, for sure head this way. Todd Moses, hats up for sale. So this is a new hat. We got a fitted hat, and they are not up for sale yet. I just wanted to check them out. I did get the black ones available. So let me flip the screen around, show you some new hats. So let me flip this. So I got, and these are not, the ones with the gray back are not up on the website yet, but I think Rochelle and I talked about getting a picture of those here pretty soon. I do know the black ones are up for sale. So we do have the black, solid black. Um, I've got one of the smaller ones. These have went pretty fast. My kids actually ended up grabbing the smaller ones, and Daniel McCoy, who's been a big supporter of us, had asked for a fitted hat, so we sent him a fitted hat earlier this week. So Steven's asking about Sinos. So um, I can't really think of any new ones. I mean, we got the Petricolas, we got the Angelicus, which are two of my favorites. The Maltese. I've seen another breeder had some Maltese recently, but they were pretty expensive. So unfortunately, I don't think I'm gonna bring any of them in. But just because they would probably retail out at like at least 20, 22 bucks, and that's pretty expensive for a multi, I think. So hopefully. We're growing up some for breeders, and then I have a good friend that does breed them. He's just out. So Jay threw it out there again. First person to order from Imperial that can prove their order and send it to me via screenshot during this live only will get a fish extra $50 or less value on me. So I guess what Jay's saying, you place your order, he's going to give you a $50 credit to add on another fish. So that sounds like a pretty good deal to me. So I'll work with Jay on that. And just so you guys know, Jay and I did not plan this. Jay's just being generous. So $50 fish credit right now from Jay Wilson. Jeff Godfrey saying his Eastern Happies are like rabbits, one female holding again. They are, man. They breed like rabbits once they get going. So um, Bill Hutt saying that Jason is a swell guy. I will agree with that, Bill. Steven is saying, what's going on? I'm in West Palm. We'll stop by to check out the place. Fish look amazing. Great job. Awesome, man. I appreciate that, Steven. We work really hard at what we do. So, and hopefully it shows. Whenever you come up, make sure you set the appointment on the website, though. It's the best way to do it. Like, we don't do manual or just swing by. So just set an appointment at the bottom of the website. You'll see appointment page or whatever it says. So just click on that and set it up. So uh, yes, Jay, we do have clown loaches. We actually got some really nice ones. I could walk in there. I don't know how my signal is going to do. It kind of sucks because I never could go in that room because my signal drops. Still got to get some kind of Wi-Fi extender. I know a lot of people are talking about the mesh technology. It's like $300-400 to set it up. I don't know. I haven't bit the bullet yet and done it. So Frank's Tanks, Fish Fam. How's the Fish Fam doing? Everybody's doing good, Frank. Doing good. Can't wait till spring is officially here. I actually think it's here in Florida because I'm seeing everything starting to bloom. The birds are out. I mean, the forecast is like nothing but 80s. So um, I have it in my house. The mesh network, that is. Jay's saying he's got it in his house. So the problem I see, Jay, is that I have multiple buildings, and I don't know how well it's going to work. I might get it, set it up. If I'm not happy with the range of it, then I might just return it. So Gary Lester saying, getting on everybody, let's see some more likes. If you don't know, YouTube makes it hard to like something when it's live. You got to disable the comments, and then you can see the like button. Also, I want to go ahead and say, if this is your first time on our Fun Fridays, every Friday at noon we go live. So make sure you hit that notification bell. I don't know if I could walk back into the breeding rooms and the cellar rooms because the greenhouses right now my phone froze on me. So when I went in there from getting too hot, so Tom Anding is saying, "Do you sell your dragon blood peacocks at 1.5 to 2 inches? I prefer to buy my fish at that size." We do offer the males sometimes at 2 inches. So Jay, I just seen an order come in, so we'll see if somebody sends you a screenshot. Um, we do sell them sometimes. I don't really know. I don't keep up with the inventory, but there might be 2 inches on the site. Inch and a half, nah. If you're getting a full colored male, or I say full color, if you're getting a male at inch and a half, you need to be careful that they're not juiced with hormones because that's a little bit early for a male to be colored up. I have seen it before, especially on ones that are raised in aquariums because they do not grow as fast. So basically, it's possible that if you're buying it from a breeder, you know where they came from. He could have males that are inch and a half showing good color or showing color, period. But typically, our fish do not show a lot of color at that size because they're growing in such a big environment. They grow really fast, and a lot of coloration is dependent on age. So, a fish of mine that is like 3 months old, he's probably already 2 inches, or at least inch and a half, and that is not old enough to be showing much coloration. But then again, you might have somebody that bred that fish and raised it in a 40-gallon tank, and that fish might be an inch and a half, and he might be 6 months old because of the water size, that they're growing in. So definitely with the bigger volume of water, the fish is going to grow much faster. So hydroconiac saying he's 4 inches with no blaze. Man, that is unusual at 4 inches. Could be dominance. I've seen yellow blaze. They're kind of wimpy fish. They don't really take over as tank boss. So you should email me though, and let me figure out because at 4 inches, I would expect it to be showing a good. I mean, you've seen the ones I just showed on the video in there. Those are 4 inches, and the blaze is just popping. But of course, that's nothing but yellow blaze in that tank, and mostly males. So, Darth Vetters, what is your opinion on the Zis filter? I don't know what the Zis filter is. I know Swiss Tropicals sells a lot of filtration, but I don't know Zis. And I really can't help you a lot on filtration that is, sold at the pet stores because I don't use a lot of um, I don't use a lot of like filtration that you would normally use in your home aquarium. We do all our own custom made filters, and most of it is sponge filters. So as far as canister filters, hang on the back. I know what is it, clear something. I can't remember the name of them, but I think Hagen makes them. One of those guys. Those are good. Hang in the back. Steven just mentioned sumps. I have a sump on my tank at the house. I know people like the canister Aqua Clear. That's it. Aqua Clear is probably the number one hang on the back in my opinion. Even though I don't use a lot of hang on the backs. The other one, a lot of people like, the different canister filters. So, all right, Jay's saying you could screenshot your order and put it on Facebook or Instagram. So, hey, what up? We make fun of him in the group because others post their nicely blazy rocks. Cool. All right. Jay Hendricks or Henderson, Jay saying Fluval FX and budget is the Sun, in my honest opinion. So yeah, and that's pretty much what I see is that if you want to buy the Cadillac, get the Fluval. If you want to buy a pretty good one on a budget, the Sun, which is kind of like a knockoff of the Fluval, I guess you could say, similar. Um, uh, Bill Hutt saying Wi-Fi and water are not good combo. I had to move my box away and bingo. That could be it, man. I could be blocking my Wi-Fi, around all the tanks. So, uh, Frank's tank saying see them all the time at local fish stores. Inch and a half full color on peacocks. Frank's tanks, I would say 99% chance that those are juiced fish. You know, so most pet stores, unless they have a good connection, buy their fish from Asia, and they use a lot of hormones, which is methyl testosterone. They put it in the food and they put it in the water, and it'll make a female turn full color male, full blown colors. And then, unfortunately, after you buy it, after a few weeks, the colors fade and the fish will revert back to a female. So, so just when you buy your fish, I recommend buying them direct from a breeder. If you could know, if you could see the breeder's adult fish, then you could be pretty confident that that's the strain that you're buying. So I'm gonna scroll down. Somebody was having trouble. They had an ammonia spike, and I did not get to answer it. So I'm gonna scroll down. Uh, Jay's giveaway. Hydroconiacs wanting to go for a golf cart ride. I could probably do that. All right. Ryan Ireland is saying he's coming in March. Going to try and swing by. If it's in the middle of March, I won't be here, but you can still come by, set an appointment. Jacob, Rochelle, Angie, everybody will still be here. Steven's saying you could do a watch party on Facebook to the group, to the YouTube group. That's an idea. I've seen that pop out recently, but I haven't tried it yet. So um, let me get. Um, Trying to scroll down to who was having the trouble with their tank because I like to hook a Aqua God saying snow and Scottsdale. All right, just bear with me, people. I'm trying to get back and help her out. Troy Carter saying I'm still new to the hobby, but we'll definitely be getting some of your fish. They are awesome. Just got to get a bigger tank now. Yeah, for sure. I mean, depending on what fish you have. I mean, I've got fish for small tanks too, but hey, if you don't know, and I'll tell everybody, we started a Facebook group page. It's called Imperial Tropicals Fish Keepers. All right, and on that page, if you're new to fish keeping, like our friend Joseph, who I don't know if Joseph's still on, but he was one of the reasons I went ahead and started the page up because he was a new fish keeper and he patiently waited over a month for his fishless tank cycle, and he received his fish I think about a week, maybe longer ago. And Joseph's having good success with his tank. Everything's looking on point. So if you're new to fish keeping and you have Facebook, join our group page. And there's, I don't know, I think over 800 people now on the page. And of that 800 people, there's a lot of very, very knowledgeable fish keepers. So they will walk you through and help you set up your tank. It's been an awesome group so far. And we had a great discussion yesterday. So um, our moderator, Ahmad, um, posted up a rule, basically, saying that, not to be promoting other fish sellers on the page. And and he's right. We don't want people spamming the page saying, "Hey, buy from me, buy from me." That's kind of disrespectful. But I don't mind like people saying, "Hey, man, I bought these fish from whatever place. I'm not gonna throw any names out." And I don't care. I don't mind that. I don't mind you posting up fish, even though they didn't come from us. I'm not greedy like that. The page is supposed to be for education, and learning and fun. So basically, that's what the page is for. I'm not the only fish seller out there. There's other good fish sellers out there. So I don't. I want to grow the hobby. I don't want to try to have everybody's business. Right now, we're doing very well. I mean, it's been very, very good. We're selling a lot of fish, and we have a lot of happy customers. Check our reviews out if you haven't, but you can see the reviews just rolling in, 5 star after 5 star. So we're doing a good job. I'm not the type to say, hey, you should only buy your fish from Imperial. If you do, I appreciate that, and that makes me feel very good. It tells me that we're doing very good. So, but yeah, we had an interesting discussion and on the Facebook group yesterday, and Ahmad felt really bad about it, but he shouldn't. He's doing a great job moderating the page, and a lot of people are just looking out for us, saying, "Hey, it's their page, show only their fish," but um, we've got big plans coming, and eventually we'll have all the fish. So, Edward's saying, "Where are the big umbies, buddy?" So I do have some big umbies growing up, but I think it's too hot in the room right now for me to show them to you. And plus, they don't have much color right now. They're about 4 inches, and they kind of look just plain right now. But we do have some umbies growing up. All right, so uh, Krager is saying, is it just me, or in your opinion, has the hobby moved away from Lake Tanganyika fish other than fronts? No, I wouldn't say that. I know a few Tanganyikan breeders, and they can't keep up with the demand. So I think the Tanganyikan demand is growing. Fronts, of course, are the most popular, I would think, and Tropheus. But no, I think there's a growing demand. Um, we do not carry a lot of tangs. I have, a few. I'm actually bringing in quite a few tangs next week from one of my breeders, and I'm getting some really cool shell dwellers and other stuff. I actually think Tanganyikans is kind of like people evolve. They start off with Mabunas. Maybe they start right out the gate with peacocks and haps, and then when they get to a higher level of fish keeping, then they go to Tanganyika, because in Tanganyika it's a little bit the fish are a little bit more sensitive and not as easy to keep as Lake Malawi. So but I do think the demand is growing. I think one thing that is slowing the demand or slowing the growth of Tanganyikan keepers is the accessibility to the fish. There's not a lot of Tanganyikans out there available. So, I think in the future that's only going to be more and more popular. You got fish like the Calvus; they grow so slow that the breeders are having to sell them at like a dime or a nickel size, and so that's um, that's what's up with that. Marcio from Gonzalez from Monterrey, Mexico. Man, I think that's where Josh is going, Cunningham. So I don't know if Josh is still on, but that's pretty cool, man. I've never been in Monterey. I've heard lots of good things about it. So Aqua God saying, what size tank would you keep a group of star sapphires in? They get pretty big. I mean, it depends on how big a group you want, but I would say a minimum of a 125. So, and that's not for a really big group of them. So, if you really want those guys to max out at their full maturity, you need a 125 or bigger, and you'll have some stunning fish. I love those. Ricky Spanish saying a video about that kid that swallowed a goldfish on a dare and went brain dead and died. So sad. Man, I didn't even hear about that. That's terrible. Superio, hey man, what's up? He's asking how large can a living stone eye grow? I don't know, man. I've never seen them bigger than the Venustus. I think the Venustus get bigger, in my opinion. I would say the biggest that I've seen, I don't know. I'd say 6 inches. You know, guys, speak out if you've seen them bigger, but I don't know that I've ever seen one. My breeders are about 6 inches, so I would imagine, and if you're feeding them a real high protein food, you might get 7 or 8 out of them. But I don't think the living stone I get as big as a Venustus. So Oh yes, he's saying yes. Josh is coming to our club's annual event. Not this year, but maybe next year. Guys, let me know, and I wouldn't mind coming down there and doing a talk. I don't do a lot of talks, but I just don't have time. But for an international trip, I'd be worth doing it. So Joseph's asking blue neons coming soon. I should have some bigger blue neons available. I've been seeing some like some 5 inchers, but that's kind of big. I know you've got like 3 to 4, but we are coming out of winter time right now, so we still have the plastic on all the ponds, and what that does is that kind of slows us down on bringing in fish because it's a lot of effort to take the plastic off, bring in fish. So I've got a lot of fish that we're going to be checking them out. Once the winter is over and we're starting to pull all the plastic off, we will be able to bring out the fish. So basically, hold on, I got somebody here asking me a question real quick. Hey, I'm still doing the live feed, so all the prices should be on the website.
He was Mabasi.
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 All
And
right,
it's
so they're
like
go-
3.5 to 4 inches.
all right, so they're going to be right. You could tell them they're going to be right in line with the other peacocks that size. Other peacocks that size, even though that's not a peacock. So,
Okay.
all right, just tell them they're going to have to wait around. I'm almost done. So, thank you. Rochelle out there sweating. She's working hard. It's hot in those greenhouses, and she's used to being in here. So, Ahmad's on. Cool, man. And he sent some money over. Man, you guys are, man, that's awesome. So I appreciate the support. So I'm still kind of, I feel uncomfortable, I guess you could say, but I just know that guys, when you send me money, I'm very, very grateful. So thank you for the donation, Ahmad. So that means a lot. And Joseph, both you guys. Manny Martin's asking about feather fins. We are growing some up for breeders. So we will have feather fins. The males are looking spectacular right now. So Frank's tanks. Do I have an aquarium at home? Yes, I do. I've got a 125 set up. I had peacocks and haps in it, and then about a month ago I switched it over, and I'm doing a rainbow tank, a planted tank. Um, so yeah, one day I'll show you guys what I got going on. Leah Dodd is saying that seeing food plays a big role in male color. The better food gives color at smaller size. Have some 2 inch males showing color. Yeah, 2 inches. It doesn't surprise me, and for sure the food makes a huge difference. So if you get some natural color enhanced food, but just so you know, like if you go to PetSmart, Petco, Walmart, oh that's big news. Walmart stopped carrying fish after this year, so good news there. Um, but if you go to just the run of the chain store and you're seeing juiced or colored fish, they're juiced up. All right, they don't buy fish from me. They don't buy fish from the other breeders in Florida. They're buying fish from Asia, and they're definitely juiced. So. Um, Superior is asking if I could keep only one species of fish. What would it be? Mm, that's tough. I think if I could only keep one, well, I was going to say SAR sapphires, but I'd actually would say it'd be a frontosa tank. Get some MOBAs or something like that. I think if you do just a species only tank, fronts are spectacular. And dang, Steve. Steve sent $5 over, man. Man, I appreciate that, Steve. Thank you very much, Steve. So, um, so yeah, I'd say fronts. I mean, that's probably one of my favorite tanks is a big front tank. Lemetric Howard is saying, what's the minimum school size for Geo Y Miller Eye and minimum tank size for that group? They get big. So I've got them in a 180, and I have two pair that are breeding like rabbits. But in that 180, I could probably fit, I would think, 10 fish. And my adults are like 8 inches. Now that doesn't count the trailers and all that. They're really big fish. So I'd say 8 to 10 fish. You could keep them at a 125 also. They just might not grow as fast, but I'd say 8 to 10 fish is a good group. Um, right now, I just have 2 pairs in my breeding tank, but that's also because I do not want to have other fish distracting them while they're breeding. Early on, we had 3 males and 2 females, and we were getting a spawn every once in a while. But whenever I removed that extra male, they started getting along great. The 2 pairs were breeding like rabbits. In fact, it was pretty cool because after a few months, the males actually switched females, and now they chose different mates. But there's no fighting, and they look really good. But definitely, you want to get a group of those guys. You don't want just one or two. They do better in groups, you know. So, and if you have a pair, you could probably have a pair in a 75, but you're not going to get that schooling behavior. So, Steve's asking, what do we feed our fish here? Lots of different foods. I don't know how many different foods I have. Probably at least 10 different types. I mean, I have frozen foods, I have live foods, I have pellet food, I have flake food, I have fry food. We do sell some of it on the website. The stuff that we sell on our website is basically our standard food. It doesn't have any color enhancer in it. It does bring out the colors, but it is not like a North Fin type food. I would say if I had to choose, a food out there right now, North Fin is getting the most hype, because of the ingredient list. A lot of people like New Life Spectrum. There is a lot of fillers in New Life Spectrum, but they do also add a lot of color enhance in it. Hydroconiac saying right there, a yellow blaze on your screensaver. Uh, behind you, help the dude out. Hey, email us. Rochelle will forward it over to me probably. Hopefully, I don't lose the message when it gets forwarded. But yeah, we'll help you out. At 4 inches, he should be showing color. So email me. Let me know what you have in the tank, what size tank it is, what you're feeding the fish, and I should be able to diagnose, what's causing your fish not to color up. Um, Superior Guppy saying, I apologize for broken up chat. I want them from you. Cool, man. I don't know. I might have missed that. So, Cat saying it's almost baseball season. You're gonna bust out the throwback Rays hat from back in Facebook Live days. That's when my son was his team was the Rays. So I don't know. You know, it's funny now that I've started to get like Imperial hats and shirts. That's pretty much all I wear. I mean, it's like none of these other baseball teams or manufacturers are paying me to wear their gear. So I don't know. I like the Imperial hat, so I might throw something out there. Baseball season has started up for my kids too. We're actually practicing 4 nights a week, man. So we've got a tournament this weekend. So uh, Leah Dodds saying we have a good breeder here by us, but he only feeds his fish spirulina flakes. Not sure if that's sufficient. No, if you're just feeding one type of food, that's not sufficient. And if you're feeding peacocks and haps, unless it's like a Taiwan reef, most of the peacocks are meat eaters, so they are more of a carnivore than they are a herbivore. That doesn't mean that there doesn't need to be some type of plant proteins in the food. Um, Basically, mabunos. A lot of people say mabunos are strictly herbivores. I would disagree with that. I would say they're more of an omnivore that leans more towards the herbivore diet. They scrape algae off the rocks, but in that algae, there's like millions of microorganisms living in there, so they are getting meats in their diets. And if you put in a guppy in a Mabuna tank, that guppy's gonna be eaten. So you cannot tell me that they are strictly herbivores, but they do like the spirulina food. But as far as the peacocks goes, yes, you could feed that to them, but I would not feed them just a spirulina food. They need a mixed diet. So it's kind of like if you could use us humans as an example. If we just ate steak and potatoes and say lettuce for every meal of the day, yes, we would be getting um, good proteins, but we are not getting a wide mixture of proteins. So I always recommend to feed two types of foods, and a minimum of two types of foods. That way you're getting a good mixed diet. You can feed one as your primary food daily, and then just every once in a while mix in another type. So yes, cat travel ball, lots of long days in baseball. I love it though, man. My son's gotten to be, he wasn't like naturally good at baseball, but he's worked really hard. He's 11 years old, and he's worked really hard, and he's passing up a lot of kids that were naturally good at baseball, and he's having a lot of fun now that he's getting big hits, making big outs, and he's really loving the game. I love it because it gives him a physical activity to do, and it's something him and I can enjoy together. So Cat saying one of the Malawi guard might be a male. I hope so, man. I hope you get a trio ideally out of it. So, Steve saying, what is your opinion on feeding African cichlids beef heart? Uh, they claim rapid growth. Well, I mean, just look at it as a meat protein. Yes, it is a good meat protein. If you're strictly feeding heavy beef heart, though, I think you're going to run the risk of having some issues. So you need just you can feed beef heart, and it's a really good protein. Just make sure you're mixing the diet. You know, so um, trying to get this. Leah saying yes, thought so. That's why I mixed my food. Superios asking, do I think red-tailed catfish should be banned from fish keeping? Um, Well, I would say that it definitely needs to be controlled on who buys it, okay? Because it's not fair for a new fish keeper to go into a store or online or wherever and see this cute little red-tailed catfish that's like 2, 3 inches and say, oh, what a cute catfish. I want to buy it and put it in my tank. There's got to be some some strong educational knowledge being directed towards these people, knowing that, hey, this fish gets like 4 feet long. I mean, it gets huge. So I don't know about banned. We actually stopped selling them because we were concerned about people not having adequate tanks for them. We stopped selling those. We stopped selling the paku, and there's other fish that we're looking at stop selling because they get too big. Of course, we never sold it. The Pangasian cat, the incessant catfish or whatever. I can't pronounce it right now, but because those guys also get really big. So, um, I don't know. I'm not saying I would never sell them again, but if I do, it's going to be like really bright lettering on the listing saying warning, this fish gets huge, because there is people out there that have big tanks. When we sell the peacock bass, that's another fish that requires a very large tank, and I was blown away how popular they were and how many people had big tanks, much many more people than what I expected. So there's a lot of people that do have adequate tanks, but I would say the majority of the people that buy red tail catfish do not have adequate tanks for them. So I do caution that. So Todd Moses, Mike, love what you're doing. I got my associates in aquaculture from HCC and want to do something in the industry. Any advice how to get more involved? Well, definitely, Florida is the place for breeding fish, all right? So stop by the breeders and, find out who's needing help, trying to see somebody just sent $10. Lisa from KG. What's up? KG Tropicals. Thank you. Appreciate it, Lisa. I'm not a good on acting, I can't like shout and get people. I'm not a preacher, but I do have knowledge. I've been doing this a long time, and you know, I try to point people in the right direction. So appreciate the $10. That makes me feel good. Thank you. Uh, Man, I got that threw me off. I get excited when that happens. Todd, all right, I'll give you a heads up. There's not a lot of good breeders in Florida. Okay, most people are breeding what you would call chain store type fish. So you're not going to be able to go to those places and make a lot of money, right? You know, the average wage on a farm that's breeding Walmart type fish or PetSmart type fish, they're not paying a whole lot to breed those types of fish. There are specialty type people that breed high end fish, and I would lean more towards going to one of those guys. If you've got a lot of knowledge with fish, obviously you have your degree in aquaculture, so you know about water qualities, water parameters. Um, I would try one of the breeders that are specializing in high quality fish. That would be my best advice to you. Um, Leah's saying yes. Red tails cats will eat all your fish when the lights go out. Superior Guppies asking if we have red terror cichlids. One of my favorites. I'll tell you, I've had them before, and the male and the female ended up getting in a big fight, and the female ended up killing my male, of all things. And I kept her for a couple of years, and then I ended up somebody came by and talked me out of the fish, so I ended up letting it go to a good home. But I will say this: the red terrier was one of the hottest looking fish I've ever seen. I mean, the red on that was just spectacular. So I have a good friend that breeds them. I need to get up with him and start getting some fry from him. But they are very, very aggressive. And if we breed them in the future or work with them, we're probably going to have to keep the male and the female separate. So cool house cichlids, man. Appreciate it. All right, so I think that's it. I've been going a long time, so I hope I got all the questions. I know I might have mixed them, or missed some. So scrolling down, scrolling down, scrolling down. Ever kept arowanas? It'd be great to see breeding Asian arowana when they get legalized. That's a good point. They are working on legalizing the Asian arowana, and we definitely would like to breed them if they do. They're really cool fish. I like them a lot. I have kept arowanas in the past, but most of them were just the silver arowana, and I love them. They're awesome fish. So the problem is, though, is that it gets pretty cold here where we're at, and they would not survive. Even if I covered up the ponds with plastic, they would not survive the winter. So one day I'm going to upgrade our indoor uh, facility to where I can house big fish in the wintertime. So basically, I do have plans on working with and keeping arowanas in the future, not just for resale. That's another fish that gets really big. So cool. All right. So, guys, I got to go. So, have a good weekend. I'm sorry for the delay today. Wanted to do it at noon, but we should be back to normal. I purchased my equipment today, so next weekend I will. Steve, man, $20. Cool, man. I appreciate that, Steve, man. Wow. Thank you, man. That's awesome, man. I appreciate everybody for the donations today. So, um, man, I don't know what to say except thank you. And we're going to keep working hard. So make sure you keep up with us because we're going places, people. We're not slowing down. I'm not going to get comfortable right now. I know I got a lot of work to do as far as building up our breeding variety and carrying more varieties. Just know that, when you buy fish from us, chances are they were bred by us or from a local breeder that we deal with on a one-on-one, you know, relationship. So we appreciate the support. We got big things coming in the future. So stay tuned, watch out. So everybody have a good weekend, and we will